Good afternoon, one and all. I welcome all the participants to this webinar, which is on provision of education for CWDs under the draft of New Education Policy 2019. I would request our officer in charge, Shri Dashrath Chaudhary, to please inaugurate the program and give the welcome message. Sir, over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I welcome to everybody, all the participants. Today program is on the provision of education for CWT under the draft of New Education Policy 2019. I thank to my director, Amrita Dalmia, Director Nipit Sikandrabad, and Major D.V. Ramkumar, Deputy Director, Nipit Sikandrabad, for permitting to conduct this webinar on Joho Meet platform. Today there are two speakers. First one is the Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh, lecturer in special education, NIPID RC, Navi Mumbai, and Professor Dr. Saroj Sharma, professor in University School of Education, Guru Govind Singh, Delhi University, New Delhi. Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh is having a vast experience in working in the field of disability, intellectual disability for last 10 years and has completed his qualification is a diploma in special education, ID, B.Ed in ID and M.Ed in ID. I will request Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh to start his presentation. Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh, please. Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Are you there?
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. So the first speaker of the session is Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh, lecturer in special education, NIPID RC, Navi Mumbai. Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh is working as a lecturer in special education. He has having a vast knowledge in specialization in developmental disabilities. He's also having an experience of 14 years in this field and also an author of 2 books in disability rehabilitation. So now we will hear from Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh regarding the topic of the webinar. Sir, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. Before starting the topic, I would request, I welcome all the participants and request them that please unmute your mic and we'll answer all the question and answers at the end of the session. If you have any question, you can click the question answer button or you may type your questions in the inbox. So we'll take all the questions at the end of the session. First of all, thank you very much to my officer in charge, Shri Dashrath Chaudhary sir. He motivated me a lot to organize this program. I'm thankful to my director, Ms. Anuradha Dalmia madam, our deputy director, Major B.V. Ramkumar sir, that they permitted us to conduct this program. I'm also thankful to Professor Saroj Sharma madam, professor in Guru Gobind Singh University, Delhi. She agreed and she has given her consent to system, or they need special wing in the regular school system. So जो जिस व्यवस्था में जाने लायक है उसको उपयुक्त शिक्षा प्रदान करना, and the education should not be any financial burden because of disability on the part of parent. Then the second principle was appropriate evaluation methods needs to be adopted. If the children are not able to go with the traditional evaluation method, जो हम स्कूल्स में देखते हैं, हमारा एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम होता है, पेपर पेंसिल टेस्ट होते हैं और उसमें बहुत सारे दिव्यांग बच्चे हैं जो कि सही तरीके से भाग नहीं ले पाते. सो उनके लिए इवैल्यूएशन करने के लिए क्या अल्टरनेटिव्स हैं, वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन दैट. Then every child should have their own individualized education plan, that is IEP. Afterwards, the child should have least restrictive environment LRE. बच्चे को आप ऐसे मॉडल में प्लेस करेंगे जहाँ पे कि वो मैक्सिमम इंक्लूसिव और लीस्ट एक्सक्लूसिव इन्वायरमेंट हो। अगर सभी बच्चे फुल इंक्लूजन में नहीं जा सकते, पार्शियल में जा सकते हैं, सो उसमें भी हमारा ये कोशिश होना चाहिए कि हम बच्चे को मैक्सिमम इंक्लूसिव इन्वायरमेंट में प्लेस करें। एंड वंस द चाइल्ड शो एनी काइंड ऑफ प्रोग्रेस, then we may promote the child to the higher inclusive environment. Then the next principle was parent and student participation in decision making. This is very very important thing. When we plan an IP for the child, जब हम बच्चे के लिए IP बनाते हैं, we need to take consent of parent. We need to take their participation, because their role is very important in the whole IP process. So they should be the part of decision making, what goal we are selecting, whether they are agreeing or not. And if not only parents but students themselves, they should be the part of the whole decision making process. If we are able to do so, then our program will become very very effective. And the last one was procedural safeguard. Procedural safeguard means if anything goes wrong, then there must be some accountability. So it decides the accountability at the part of professional as well as parents. So if parents are not satisfied and something goes wrong, they can always claim for compensation. Those provisions are already made under procedural safeguard. Next slide, please. Then in the year 1994, we have Salamanca Statement Network for Action on Special Need Education. There was one World Conference on Special Education Need in Spain, and in that it was decided that we need to provide education for all through inclusive environment. उसमें ये डिसाइड किया गया कि हमें समावेशी शिक्षा ही प्रदान करनी चाहिए, जिसमें कि दिव्यांग बच्चे सबसे अच्छा कार्य कर सकते हैं. Next slide, please. In this Salamanca statement, first thing which was recognized that every child has a basic right to education. हर बच्चे का एक मौलिक अधिकार है शिक्षा का. And every child has unique characteristics, interests, abilities and learning needs. हर बच्चे की अपनी कुछ खूबियां होती हैं, कुछ इंटरेस्ट होता है, क्षमताएं होती हैं और अधिगम की जरूरतें होती हैं. So those who are with special education needs must have access to regular school. जो बच्चे हमारे विशिष्ट आवश्यकता वाले हैं, उन्हें सामान्य विद्यालयों में पहुंचाया जाए, because regular school with an inclusive culture are the most effective way to combat discriminatory attitude, create welcoming and inclusive community, and achieve education for all. Next slide, please. So in Salamanca statement, जो भी कंट्रीज इसके सिग्नेटरी थे इंक्लूडिंग इंडिया, उसमें सरकारों को यही कहा गया, नंबर 1, गिव द हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी टू मेकिंग एजुकेशन सिस्टम इंक्लूसिव. अपने देश की शिक्षा व्यवस्था को समावेशी बनाने के लिए सबसे ज्यादा जोर दीजिए, प्राथमिकता दीजिए. Adopt the principle of inclusive education.
Research थिंग्स इन स्पेशल एजुकेशन. रिसर्च स्पेशल एजुकेशन पे बहुत कम हो रहा है और इसको ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रमोट किए जाने की आवश्यकता है. हर यूनिवर्सिटी में रिसर्च पे ज्यादा से ज्यादा पैसे देने की बात है. यूजीसी को डिसॉल्व करने की बात हो रही है इसमें. और एक कमीशन, as you all know, we have NCTE, AICT, Bar Council for Law Education, Medical Council for Medical Education. So there are different councils and different apex bodies. New education policy talks about one body, that is Indian Higher Education Commission, and also for research, Indian Research Foundation. So these are the two major recommendation. And I think in special education also there must be some special provision for researches, special researches in the area of special education. And also much fund, ample fund should be provided to research and to promote research in this particular area. Next slide, please. This is facilitating transformation of the education system. Yes, paradigm shift is needed education system. Our education system, we talk a lot about education system of Finland, education system of this country, education system of that country. But I think in Indian scenario, in Indian conditions where a gap is there, even these days we can see digital divide between have and have nots. So And recently, of late, we all must have heard that special children are facing a much problem in this COVID-19 times. So how to address this situation, facilitating transformation of education system. I think transformation is much needed. We have to formulate new guidelines, new education system that leads to our education necessities, where we have divided rural sector, urban sector, we have and have nots, poor, middle class and upper class. So at grassroots level, from grassroots level to the haves of the society, the creamy layer, the so-called creamy layer, how to give education with uniformity, with unbiased approach, non-judgmental approach, and how to transform the education. Right person at the right place at the right time. I think this is the best option. How to identify good students, and according to their needs, according to their interest level, how to give education. I think this will be the major transformation of education system. And facilitating national development. Yes, it is major recommendation by this draft. It talks about national development. I talked about just now I talked about good citizenship. We are nurturing human race as teacher. So India is the country, and again I will say national development, citizenship, these are the direly needed subject. हम धर्म के बारे में बात करने से डरते हैं, हम स्पिरिचुअलिटी के बारे में बात करने से डरते हैं. Why? धर्म क्या है? ड्यूटी है. How to perform our duty, that is not related to one faith. And why not spirituality? हम अपने राष्ट्रभक्ति की बात करने से डरते हैं. तो हमें जब तक अपनी भाषा, अपने संस्कार, अपनी संस्कृति से प्यार नहीं होगा, मुझे लगता है इंडिया इज द ओनली कंट्री जहां पे हमारे दो नाम है, इंडिया एंड भारत. तो वी हैव टू chalk out such education where हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को अपने देश के प्रति, अपनी भाषा के प्रति, अपनी संस्कृति के प्रति गर्व हो. वहां पे दूसरी भाषा में वो सोच रहे हैं, ग्रास रूट लेवल पे अपनी भाषा में लिख नहीं पा रहे हैं, बोल नहीं पा रहे हैं, और अंत में हम ऐसे प्रोडक्ट तैयार कर रहे हैं. अगेन आई विल से प्रोडक्ट जो अपनी भाषा और विदेशी भाषा किसी में भी परफेक्ट नहीं होते हैं. तो यहाँ पर हमें देखना होगा कि मातृभाषा की शिक्षा की बात करता है न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, मदर टंग की बात करता है, साथ ही साथ वो बात करता है क्लासिकल लैंग्वेजेस की. क्लासिकल लैंग्वेजेस जो हमारी रही है, फारसी है, उर्दू है, संस्कृत है, संस्कृत को फैसिलिटेट करने की बात है. मैं यहाँ फिर कहूंगी कि जब हिब्रू को जीवित कर दिया गया, तो हम अपने पाली, प्राकृत, संस्कृत जो है, बुद्धिस्ट पीरियड के जो थे, मौर्य पीरियड के जो थे, उन भाषाओं को हम फिर से रिजुविनेट करें. तो क्लासिकल लैंग्वेजेस और आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट की ये बात करता है. और उसकी बात करता है न्यू एजुकेशन ड्राफ्ट, ensuring implementation of spirit and intent. Yes, again I will say बरकत तालीम की होती नहीं, नीयत में खोट है. बहुत सारी पॉलिसीज हैं. व्हाट आई एम डिस्कसिंग फ्रॉम 1949 to till date, there have been various education commissions and they have given suggestions. अब इसमें implementation नहीं हुआ. Why we have not attained the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan goal, that is 100% literacy rate. Again, I will say literacy is not education. Literacy is literating, being literate, and education is overall development. A literate person is not necessarily educated. So we have to see, are our students are being educated in true sense or not. So that is one major aim of this education policy. Next slide please. National policy on education vision, we can see that it envisions of India centered education system, that I have already discussed, that भारत केंद्रित बात हो, भारत के बारे में बात हो with global vision. हमारा vision जो है वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का है. Universal brotherhood is our Indian motto, so that has to be kept in mind. और लेकिन भारत के बारे में, भारत के ग्रास रूट रियलिटीज क्या हैं, ऐसी एजुकेशन हो जो भारत के बारे में जागरूकता पैदा करे, देश प्रेम पैदा करे और कंट्रीब्यूट्स डायरेक्टली टू ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग अवर नेशन सस्टेनेबिलिटी इनटू इक्विटेबल एंड वाइब्रेंट नॉलेज सोसाइटी बाय प्रोवाइडिंग हाई क्वालिटी एजुकेशन टू ऑल। क्वालिटी, एक्सेस, इक्विटी, ये इसकी बात करता है, एक्सेस, इक्विटी एंड क्वालिटी। स्टिल लिटरेसी रेट इज नॉट अचीव्ड, एम हम नहीं प्राप्त कर पाए हैं, अभी भी हमारे बच्चे पूरी तरीके से पढ़े नहीं हैं। हमारे यहाँ एडल्ट एजुकेशन की जरूरत है, चाइल्ड एजुकेशन की तो जरूरत है ही, लिटरेसी रेट को अटेन करने की जरूरत है। तो जो एक्सेस नहीं है, वाई एक्सेस इज नॉट देयर, देयर आर सर्टेन रीजन, हमारा जो जियोग्राफिकल कंडीशन ऐसा है, वी आर द ओवर पॉपुलेटेड कंट्री, हमारे यहाँ रिसोर्सेज बहुत है मगर प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, प्रॉपर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नहीं है। जो गवर्नेंस की बात होती है, नो डाउट ऑल दी, आई एम नॉट क्रिटिसाइजिंग एनी गवर्नमेंट और दिस, मगर पिछले 70-75 सालों से जो प्रयास हुए हैं वो ऊंट के मुंह में जीरे की तरह हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि ऐसा प्रयास होना चाहिए, ऐसे हमें गवर्नेंस लेवल पे इस तरीके के एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स किए जाने चाहिए जो एकेडमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हो, पूरी तरह से ब्यूरोक्रेटिक नहीं हो, बिकॉज ब्यूरोक्रेसी कैन implement the thing, but academician can give a proper idea. So there should be symbiotic relationship between idea and implementation. और जहां पर ये idea और implementation के बीच में symbiotic relationship हो जाएगा, मुझे लगता है वहां पे जो access की बात है, हम जो access अपने हर सुदूरवर्ती क्षेत्रों तक के उस ग्रास रूट अंतिम बच्चे तक भी हम एक्सेस दे सके एजुकेशन की, इक्विटी जहां पर हो, तो हम इंक्लूजन की बात करते हैं। इंक्लूजन इज in almost all the education policy draft और education policy recommendation इंक्लूजन की बात की गई है, मगर अभी तक हम क्यों नहीं प्राप्त कर पाए हैं इंक्लूजन? अभी तक क्यों समाज में भेदभाव है? अभी तक क्यों गरीबी है? जो इंक्लूजन है वो चाहे गर्ल चाइल्ड को लेके हो, माइग्रेंट्स को लेकर हो, चाहे कश्मीर को से आए हुए लोगों के बारे में हो या दूसरे देशों से आए हुए लोगों के बारे में, हाउ टू गिव अ इंक्लूसिव क्लासरूम सेटअप। और यहाँ पे स्पेशल एजुकेशन की बात जो है उसको जोड़ा जाना है, क्योंकि एक बहुत बड़ा सेक्टर है जहां पे पूरी तरीके से ध्यान दिए जाने की जरूरत है। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। Chapter 6 talks about, as I already discussed, that equitable and inclusive education, and to objective is to achieve an inclusive and equitable education system so that all children have equal opportunity to learn and thrive, and so that participation and learning outcomes are equalized across all genders and social categories by 2030। जो 2030 की बात की गई है, this is in tune of Millennium 2030 goals of UNESCO, जो मैंने बात की थी कि सभी को मिले and education should be learning outcome based। क्या आपने लर्न किया है, हाउ टू डिवाइस दैट लर्निंग आउटकम। एक टीचर क्लास में जाता है और वो उसके क्वेश्चन पेपर बनाता है। आप सभी ने एक्शन रिसर्च इस बारे में किए होंगे कि किस तरीके से हम करें, हम ब्लूप्रिंट क्वेश्चन का बनाते हैं, ATR बनाते हैं। तो उन सारी चीजों को हम लर्निंग आउटकम बेस्ड बनाए कि जो पढ़ाया गया है उन स्टूडेंट पे क्या असर हुआ। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि उन्होंने जो पढ़ा और एग्जाम के बाद भूल गए। लर्निंग आउटकम शुड बी और इन ट्यून टू ऑब्जेक्टिव। तो ये जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम में की बात हो रही है, यूजीसी ने भी लर्निंग आउटकम बेस्ड सिलेबस बनाने की बात की है, CBSE इज ऑल्सो डूइंग, NCERT उसमें मदद कर रहा है। सो लर्निंग आउटकम बेस्ड करिकुलम की बात की गई है, बट माई इंसिस्टेंस इज कि लर्निंग पहले हो, उसके बाद अब आउटकम की बात करें। व्हाट काइंड ऑफ लर्निंग शुड बी देयर। जो स्टूडेंट पढ़ रहा है क्या उसके जीवन के लिए जरूरी है? आज वो पैराबोला से लेके दुनिया भर की चीजें मैथ्स में कर रहा है, लेकिन उसके बाद उससे अच्छा एक मैकेनिक गाड़ी बना देता है, इंजीनियरिंग से अच्छा मशरूमिंग हो रही है इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस की, BEd कॉलेजेस की। हाउ टू क्रब दिस टेंडेंसी जो इंटरेस्ट लेवल के अकॉर्डिंग हो। आई विल ऑल्सो शेयर दैट फ्यू years back one of my known had came from US और उनसे his daughter was वो disabled थी, mentally challenged. It is, though it is a harsh word, but when I asked कि क्या progress है, then he said कि 76% inclusion है. I was also surprised that they are it is a 10 year back, this I'm talking about this conversation 10 year back. I asked कि क्या है, he said 76% inclusion hai. That time I also told you the people that we had started several courses of B.Ed special education in our university, and I was surprised that that time we were not having that kind of technique, that kind of measurement of just learning and knowing the percentage of disability, and that thing was new to me. I suggest, because you all are the stakeholders of special education, kindly devise such mechanism, kindly devise some learning strategy, and also practically do the things so that we can measure the percentage level of disability. It is various researches can be conceived in this area, and it is a direly needed, much needed area, and we should do in this way. Next slide, please. Education of children with special need. Again, it talks about priority to the inclusion of children with special needs, CWSN, in regular school. Yes, every policy had talked, and this draft is also talking. We all are feeling that inclusion of children with special needs in regular school must be done, and with a proper justifying manner. It should not be a eyewash, because we know that some of the schools, even in Delhi, they are just running special classes after the regular classroom of regular school timing. There are certain times, certain hours for special children. Does it come under inclusion of education? We have to think over it. And second one is physical access to schools for children with special needs will be enabled through prioritizing barrier-free structures, ramps, handrails, disabled-friendly toilets, and suitable transport physical infrastructure. That is a big issue in metros, or in some areas where people are aware infrastructure is made disabled friendly. But I'm sorry to say that at least 80 to 85% institutions lack proper, this is a eyewash, they lack proper infrastructure. So they should be encouraged, and they should given fund also by the government. This is my suggestion, so that they can improve their infrastructure and make disabled friendly. Third one is assistive devices and appropriate technology-based tools, as well as adequate and language-appropriate teaching learning materials will be made available to help children with special needs. Here I will say that a few years back I was invited, I was a member in the committee in NCERT, where we were devising some norms and standard for visually challenged students, and how to make labs disable friendly. Science lab we were discussing, we worked on science labs, and in NCERT there was one project, and we submitted our project to government, and we have given various suggestions how to make science labs disabled friendly. So science lab, how to make apparatus, how to make some sound friendly appropriate apparatus, so that the visually challenged students could use. Because after 8 standards, it is a general practice that they don't opt for science subjects. So we have to encourage these students. We have many instances of disabled students who have done wonders in science. Even we have instance of Edison, Stephen Hawkins. So why not we should encourage these students to opt science as subject, and learn techniques, so that they can be able to earn their livelihood. Next slide, please. Home-based education will be provided for children with severe and profound disabilities who are unable to go to school. Here, home-based education, here this draft talks about for the acute conditions, where in any case, any conditions, disabled students are not able to come to the school physically. Here, home-based education facility is talked about. Next one is availability of open schooling for students with hearing impairment. NIOS has various courses, but still we need more and more courses that has to be adopted, and NIOS should come up with proper specific plan for these special children. Next one is each school complex will appoint an adequate number of special educators with cross disability training to work with all schools within that complex. You all must be agree that this is a major issue, that schools are not having special educators in appropriate number. And in inclusive setup, this kind of educators are needed. Our teachers, general teachers, are needed to learn about disability and also special education, how to handle these students, how to give education to these students in general classroom setup. So I think this is my suggestion, that special education must be made compulsory for even for the general B.Ed trainees, so that they can understand how to make a inclusive setup in classroom structure. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So these were the recommendation by the draft, and I will come to next slide. And I think I should give some suggestion we have to discuss, because these are the things that are already mentioned in draft. Then in what area we have to look after, in what area government should see. So as far as my views are, there are three management principles where we should take care of. One is physical resource management, second was is financial resource management, and third is human resources. So this policy also talks about financial support of initiatives for educating children with special needs. Scholarship for talented and meritorious students will be offered on a more liberal scale, especially at the secondary stage of education, to facilitate their entry into higher education. So these are the recommendations with which new education policy discusses about, and I request you all to kindly go through to chapter 6. It talks about inclusion, and chapter 6 8 point also discusses about the special needs. Now when we discuss about major things where government should look into, and the policy which policy should be made for special education, major areas should be still a lot effort are needed. Level of disability should be decided, and also awareness level should be increase of general mass, all as well as stakeholders of education sector. Because as I said, as a lay person, even I was not aware few years back, 10-12 years back, about I was aware about a disability, but not much about types of disability. So to the stakeholders as well as common mass must be get acquainted with the types of disability, so that we will be able to eradicate the taboo superstitions of the society. And also rural and urban divide, we have to bridge the gap between rural and urban sector, because special education facilities, these are awareness level, these are measured only in cities, metros, but there is a big gap in rural sector, tribal areas, in hilly areas, in desert, remote areas. There I think much facilities is needed, awareness level is needed. So here we have to take care of. And also as I discussed, that there are three types of management in any management institution at governance level, that is physical resource management, human resource management, and financial resource management. Human resource management in what sense? We have to prepare a cadre who understand the necessity of special education, guidance and counseling techniques, how to teach to the students, what kind of special educators, counselors are needed in a school, what kind of training is needed. We have to train these teachers as well as helping personnel. Also, the at administrative level, teaching and non-teaching staff must be trained, and there should be training and development cell department in every organization, education organization, and with that we can sensitize the common people of society as well as education sector also. And I was discussing about physical resource management. As I discussed that we devise some norms for use of laboratory. So how to make any organization infrastructure wise disabled friendly, various inspections should be done, and also they should be sensitized that only money making is not the criteria of building making schools. Also, we have to think over a major part of students who are suffering, and with little effort we can achieve the goal of special education, that comes under inclusion, the inclusive setup. And also financial resource management. I have great desire, I have great I think it comes from my heart, and I request you all that you please write to MHRD that special provision of funding should be given for inclusive setup in schools, as well as parent training courses for parents, how to deal with special education children, how to take care of them in home, how to take care of their education, special courses for their parents, special courses for the non-teaching staff, that has to be started through NCT, RCI. I think there should be some kind of symbiotic relationship between RCI and NCT also. They both need to come together and make some special provision for special education, where parental teaching, community participation are also needed, collaborative learning should be there. And these days we can see that a certain group of students or a digital divide is also seen. So here where we can online education is taking place, how to devise norms and standards, how to make norms for special education, that is also very much needed. How to give them online education, where parents and community should be a party of such education. And then legal aids. I have one suggestion, that legal education must be given, and the students, their parents and teachers as well as the school authority must know what are the legal provision for special education. Next one is guidance and counseling, how to guide them. The provision of counselor must be there in schools, educational institution. So sports facility must be given, financial help to the parents, students, as well as the schools who are promoting, teacher education institution who are promoting be it special education or special education, they should be helped financially. I think we all are party of education sector, and we should write to MHRD, and through these kind of workshops, seminars, panel discussions, and webinars, we can write down our suggestions as outcome of the webinar and give it to MHRD, and they are quite considerate, and before it takes the shape, it is our duty to write them so that they can take care of our suggestions. And also medical facilities, scholarship, parent participation, counseling, these are the few suggestions I think we all should ponder and also insist government to take care of, and it should be a great service to education sector. Thank you very much, and I will request you all, if you have any question, me and Mr. Ravi, we both will be happy to answer your queries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for enriching us with your vast knowledge. First of all, I'll take the apology of having for the technical glitches due to which we are unable to introduce ma'am. So I will take this opportunity now to have a introduction for ma'am. Professor Saroj Sharma is associated with different dimensions of education and particularly with teacher education at various levels in contemporary educational scenario and addressing the quality concerns of the respective streams. Her fields of interest is curriculum construction in different levels of schools and teacher education, innovation in teaching methodologies, organizing workshops, seminars on recent trends of education and significance. She is a member of many educational associations and actively involved in various projects of UNICEF, UNESCO, NCERT, ICSSR, and other social and cultural forms. Presently, she is the member of different advisory committees, board of studies, research and academic councils of many universities and apex bodies. She is in an advisory and editorial board of many journals of education and has contributed a number of articles and research papers in national and in international journals of repute. She has been a member of the consultation committee constituted by NCTE for the formulation of new education policy 2016 draft under the umbrella of MHRD. So this was the introduction of ma'am, which I have taken the opportunity. I thank both the speakers, Professor Saroj Sharma and Mr. Ravi Prakash Singh, by giving us an immense knowledge about the topic that was in New Education Policy 2019. So now I will take the questions that are in the chat box, and I will also request the participants that if you have any queries, our speakers are here to answer your questions. There is one question in the chat box that I can see. Explain insurance for special children and name of the policy. Am I audible, ma'am and sir?
Yeah,
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Explain insurance for special children and name of the policy.
actually, special insurance scheme for 4 categories is already given under National Trust Act, and those categories are mental retardation, which is now intellectual disability, multiple disability, and then autism spectrum disorder and cerebral palsy. So this insurance scheme is called Niramaya, and the details are available on the website of National Trust. So you can have a look on that.
Thank you, sir. There is also one statement rather given, not a question. CWDs of mild and moderate at regular school needs more focus on school readiness in respect of infrastructure, teaching, TLM, evaluation, monitoring, HR, protection, security, wash, and other needs of CWDs. So would you like to focus something on this?
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Can you repeat the question once again?
Yes, sir. So it's a rather a statement that is given. CWDs of mild and moderate at regular schools needs more focus on school readiness in respect of infrastructure, teaching, TLM, evaluation, monitoring, HR, protection, security, watch, and other needs of CWDs.
Yeah, this is a kind of suggestion, and this is true that CWDs in regular school they need to develop school readiness skill, and for that many state government even under Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan started doing a bridge course, residential bridge course, or learning enhancement camp. Like in UP, there is 11 months learning enhancement camp in which first the readiness skills of children is developed, and afterwards they are included in the regular school setup. So that is very important aspects to develop readiness skills, no doubt about that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. think ma'am would be better answering this. It's another statement that is given. Private or corporate schools are quite away from the provisions of RTE. This can be observed with the numbers of CWDs joined in school as per RTE.
New education policy draft talks about, and just wait and watch, these private institutions won't be above the norms, and they are under the process. The unofficially I can say that in near future these all organization will be under RT Act, and they will be answerable to us.
Thank you, ma'am. Another question is there. NV and KV are not recruiting special educator. So how to fulfill the NEP 2019? Ma'am, over to you.
This is see, there is a big one chapter in new education policy draft, and this issue has been widely discussed. KVs are also not appointing many other courses also, and of late this was one discussion that they were just forcing Sanskrit teachers to teach other languages also. So this was came into knowledge of government, as well as High Court gave an decision over this, that they cannot compel Sanskrit teachers to teach other languages. So this also applies to special education also. There must be some provision. I think this is the forum, and NIPID, NIMH, and other similar organization as well as university like us, we must come together and write to government regarding this, and also to CBSE. MHRD should instruct them, and with these kind of discussions, I think we will be able to sort out this issue. And I request you all, the organizing committee and also Raviji, to kindly write this issue so that CBSE can take proper action. MHRD should know what is going on in this area, and much needed area that has to be addressed.
Sure, ma'am. Very true.
And
Okay,
in this
okay.
regard, I just want to add one more thing, that first thing is that CBSE board has already directed all the affiliated school to appoint 2 special educators. Otherwise, they will take strict action. So that is applicable on KV and Navodaya Vidyalaya. And recent time, Kendriya Vidyalaya started appointing special educator on contractual basis.
Yeah, what
But
happens
not at,
actually,
but not at
what
regular.
happens actually,
Not at regular.
norms are there. Norms are there. I can give you example of my university also. As I said, that we are encouraging B.Ed colleges, more and more B.Ed colleges, to come and take up this courses and run these courses. But number of students are decreasing day by day. The students are not ready and not interested in coming into this area. So government should also make some provision to give them special increments, certain different pay scale to the regular teachers, so that special educators should come in this area. And this provision in also in Delhi government schools. Delhi government has also suggested and also made compulsory to appoint 2 special educators in one school, but still this has to be addressed. Lacunas are there, loopholes are there in norms. So somewhere implementation needs, and some strict action should be taken against these schools which are not appointing special educators, and also number of special educators is decreasing day by day. So how to encourage teachers also, and that too on regular basis, not on contractual? It will just dilute the scenario.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. I'm
I
audible.
think there is some technical problem at madam's part.
Yes,
May
yes.
take one or two question more before we.
Sir, we'll take few questions, 3 more questions. Sir, another question is, what are your views on appointment of physiotherapist along with physical education teacher in schools?
Appointment of, sorry.
Sir, appointment of physiotherapist along with physical education teacher in schools.
No, physical education teacher appointment is mandatory for all the schools, and we can find physical education teacher in each and every school. As far as physiotherapist is concerned, still the number of children who require therapy. So as per needs, schools may, if they have the clinical services, they may appoint the physiotherapist also in inclusive setup.
Okay. Thank you, sir. The next question is, how can we include children with severe and profound disability in inclusive school? Ma'am has given the suggestion, but I would request sir to please throw some light on this question too.
No, for children with severe and profound level of disability, in National Policy Education draft itself, it is being said that uh, uh, they may be included for partially. They may be included in the school system if there is some special wing in the school. Otherwise, home-based education will be provided to children, those who are from severe and profound categories. This is mentioned in the National Policy on Education 2019. If they are not able
Thank
to
you.
reach the school, uh, even if with our best effort, so definitely we need to take the education to their home.
Right, sir. The last question of the session. Private school is taking children with special need, but they are not paying attention to them. What can we do?
No, the thing is that this is very individual. Not all private schools are not like they are not paying attention. Many of them are paying attention. But if they are not paying attention, parents always have right to ask for the accountability. Parents need to stay in touch with the school. And if some complaint is there, they are always having a provision to complain to the education officer or affiliating body, or if the issue is not managed at that level, then they can write to the commissioner disability, which is available in every state. So if it goes up to that level, otherwise in most of the cases problems are sorted out at school level only.
Thank you, sir. With this, we come to the end of the webinar. I think we have gone through all the questions that were there in the chat box, and I think ma'am has not yet connected.
Yeah, I have
There are some
connected now.
technical.
There was some
Okay,
network
okay.
issue.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
thank
Okay,
you very
okay.
much. Thank you for inviting me. And it was very good experience for me. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Raviji. Thank you.